I'm Chaitanya and this is my visual CV. First, to give you some information about myself. I was born and brought up in Jamshedpur and completed my initial schooling there. After a few brief stints in Bengal and Varanasi, I arrived in Mumbai to pursue further education. Arts and aesthetics have always been the core of my focus and interests, and I was never into science or mathematics even in school. To tell you a bit more about myself, I'm a sports enthusiast and a reasonably good volleyball player. I love experimenting with music and I like to strum my guitar. I like exploring and being to places I haven't been to, finding new routes and experiencing everything a place has to offer. I'm a movie buff and I have a taste for a certain kind of cinema which might not appeal to the masses. Some of my favorite filmmakers being David Lean, Martin Scorsese, Sidney Lumet, and Clint Eastwood. I'm an observant person wherever I am, unless I'm too worried. I tend to do certain meaningless things, such as listening to the rain and staring at the moon. I'm a completely different species, and I think it will be difficult to find an exact copy of me anywhere in the world. Instead of influencing my environment, I prefer to stay quiet and understand the world around me in every detail. And I'm a firm believer that listening is more important than speaking. Photography is something so deeply embedded in me. I can't look at anything without framing it in a picture. I think that the natural instinct for photography cannot be forcefully implanted on someone's head. It's either present or it's absent. For me, photography took over as a passion before I even knew it. Influence is always the key, and looking at the world around me always proves to be influential. Beauty surely is in the eye of the beholder. As a photographer, I dislike manipulation and prefer to use my camera as a mirror to my perspective or vision. The camera can lie, but when I'm calling the shots, I prefer the camera to portray the absolute truth. Observing is one of the main elements required for good photography. To be observant of your surroundings is the most simple way to take the photograph you want. I always am on the lookout for new perspectives wherever I am. I try to look at an object from various perspectives and then take the photograph of the one which suits the subject and the milieu perfectly. I think that my CV was effective enough. I believe that actions speak louder than words, so I don't need to go on about myself. I would be glad to receive a call from you. Now, I'd like to share some of my photographs with you. Thank you.